Hello everyone, welcome to our group presentation. Let me introduce the name of our company Phoenix, the next generation era. Let me introduce the board members of Phoenix. Myself, Jos, the chairman of the board. My fellow members are Sachin, vice chairman and the CEO of the Phoenix, Shruti, the independent director of Phoenix, Sandra, the chief financial officer of Phoenix, and finally Sanskriti, she is the marketing manager of Phoenix. The strategic plan of our company has been broadly classified into three main categories: the product leadership, the core values, and finally the growth strategies. When focusing on the product leadership, it offers high quality smartphones. The quality is the thing that customer kept in mind once they purchase a product. People usually purchase a product based on its life in the long run. So when we are manufacturing the mobiles for our customer, we kept in mind the quality that the customer expect from us, and we keep our promise as a promise forever, and we have a good after sales service system to our customers. And then moving to the core values, we offer premium smartphones at a fair price to our customers, and at the same time the technology is getting updated day by day. So in order to go hand in hand with our customers and to attract or gain new customers, we keep on updating the new technology and including more and more features in our smartphones. And at the same time the carbon neutral helps to the reduced CO2 emission into the atmosphere, so it can reduce the climatic crisis to an extent. And at the same time finally the growth strategy, we that is product development. We have made a huge investment on research and development department, so it enable us to keep alarmed regarding the newer technology once introduced in the market, or once we developed a new technology is getting improved day by day, so we want to run behind it in each and every second. So we are more focused on developing the new technology that will offer good utility to our customer.
Hi guys, my name is Sachin. I am the CEO of this company, and today I'm gonna discuss about the SWOT analysis of our company. During the course of our simulation game, we are presented with many challenges, and that can be summarized in our SWOT analysis. So, in terms of our strength, we have innovative ideas that separate us from the competitors. What really excites our customers is the personalization factors and individualism, because we are only providing premium segment mobile phones in reasonable price. Our main focus is the customer intimacy than expanding our business. It not mean that we are not focusing on the expansion of our company. We are actually going to introduce some innovative smartphone gadgets, and we saw an emerging needs and demand for our product and services. We had threads from emerging competitors and high speed of innovations as well. Our only weakness during the entire process of the simulation game is, as we are new to the company and we are providing our phones in a decent price, the high labor and material cost is a bit challenging to us. And that's it for this SWOT analysis. Next, we are looking into operational decision of our company. For our operational decision, we want to create awareness of our smartphones in the market. We want to be in align with the customers' needs and values. We also wanted to provide a high quality future smartphones at a reasonable price. Therefore, the factors that we consider for entering any market were price, quality, and customer intimacy. These factors are analyzed with the number of competitors in the market and also total segment demand of the product in those particular markets. The company had already entered market where the total segment demand is very high and low. The next thing we are looking into is reward for the employees. We are consider our staff as the internal customer. So we increase the remuneration to 1% to get an immediate effect and increase motivation and loyalty. And we providing bonus package for our employees who performs well for the company. The employees who are achieving above target performance will get 4% of bonus, and the employees who are achieving the target will get 2% of bonus. And we are also sharing a certain percentage of our profit to our staff as well. The next is countries we enter. We just entered only three countries, which are United Kingdom, France, and Netherlands. Our headquarters is located in Netherlands. We choose Netherlands as our headquarters because it has a good business acumen and an open economy. And as we are focused on European market, it helps to strengthen our marketing by 5%. While we are looking into the product price, each country has different prices. It varies by country to country. We are selling our phones in Netherlands for 630 euros, in France for 690 euros, and at last in the United Kingdom for 650 euros. The next thing is logistics service providers. At the initial stage, we are tied up with a third-party logistics service provider called World Shipping Limited. We choose it because it has a high reliability and low cost. But while coming to the delivery time, it is very much disappointing because it takes 4 weeks to deliver the product. As we enter to more countries and demand gets high, it was so challenging to continue with the logistics service. So we switched it to IDC, which is called International Delivery Company. It has a direct delivery service. Even though the cost was high, it is highly efficient and flexible. Next, now I am welcoming our independent director, Shruti Santosh, for explaining about the management team, management activities, and HR management. Thank you.
Hi, this is Shruti Santosh. I am the independent director of Phoenix Company. I'll be handling the management sector. First, let's look into the management team. We have hired two managers, James and Catherine, based on their attributes such as effective communication, experience in the field, and customer orientation. These were the vital attributes which I have considered during the recruitment. Now let's look into the key responsibilities of the human resource department. The first one is headquarters workforce, second one is rewards, third one is budget for staff education, fourth one is developing high potential programs, and fifth and last one is the recruitment. So now let's focus on the headquarters workforce. In this slide we can see the headquarters workforce in the form of a bar graph from the years 2020 to 2026. So in the bar graph here, the red bar indicates the new staff, blue bar indicates the staff left, green bar indicates the staff stayed, yellow bar indicates the externally hired staff. So from the bar graph we can analyze that in the year 2020, the company started off with 6 staff members and gradually new staffs were hired according to the requirements from 2021 to 2026. And the highest number of staff stayed in the company was during the years 2025 and 2026. The externally hired staffs were highest in the year 2024 and more staffs were hired in the consecutive years based on the requirement. So now let's look into our next graph. Our next graph contains three most important topics such as workload, staff motivation and education level of staff in the years 2020 to 2026. The red line which indicates the workload which was kept at 100% throughout the years. The blue line indicates the staff motivation which seemed to have decreased in the year 2023 but has increased further towards the years to 2026. The green line indicates the education level of staff which seems to have increased throughout the year. Hence, to motivate our employees, we provide them with a decent percentage of remuneration as well as on-target and above-target bonuses for a well-performing employee. It is very necessary to give remuneration and bonuses to employees, which can increase the employee motivation and loyalty. Next is staff education. The training budget is allotted for each employee to spend on external training providers, and the high potential program which is having coaching programs and courses like mandatory internal courses, compliance, social media, privacy and data leaks were included. So we can see that all these will contribute towards the success of the company. Next, further information will be provided by Sandra. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sandra Joseph, and I'm going to discuss about the financial result of our company of Simulation Game. First of all, we are looking at the current ratio of our company. The current ratio represents the company's liquidity and expressing the company's ability to cover the short-term liabilities with its current assets on way to providing the company's financial position. The current ratio is the ratio of current assets to the current liabilities. So, these are usually defined as the assets that are cash or will be changed to cash in a year or less, and liabilities that will be paid in a year or less. The calculation form of current ratio is the ratio of current assets to the current liabilities. So, in the year 2021, The current ratio of company was 81.4%, which significantly increased in the year 2022 as 86.2%, and in 2023 it decreased from the previous year to 29.4%. In the following year, in 2024, the ratio again decreased to 21.6%, and in 2025 the current ratio was slightly increased, that is 31.3%, and in the final year in 2026 the ratio again slightly increased to 35.3%. So from the table we can assume that there will be a sudden decreases to 29% in the year 2023, after there was a slight increases during the period 2025 from 21.6% to 31.3%. So we can see that our company has the ability to face current liabilities. Next slide, we are looking to the financial analysis. We can include another element that used to describe the company's financial status in the income statement. In the year 2021, the companies experienced loss around 7.3 million, and it mainly because of the selling price was very low. On the next year 2022, the company's profit became around 32 million, and in the year 2023 the company gained profit of 64 million. In 2024, the company had made a boost profit as 206 million, and in the year 2025 and 2026 the profit slightly decreased because the company had made some investment in R&D and also made some structural changes. So at that year the profit is of around 150 million. Next slide, we are looking to the cash position of the company. So the cash is the lifeblood of a company business and business to generate enough cash from its activity so that it can meet expenses, and the cash is really important because it shows present how easy that company is able to cover its term liabilities. The cash position of the company in the year 2021 was shown to be loss because it's almost around 30 million euros, and it's mainly due to the expenses higher than the income at that year. After year 2022, the cash position boosted towards 26 million euro. In the year 2023, the cash was 49 million euros. For the year 2024, the cash was boosted to 183 million, and in the 2025, the cash position or the cash was 162 million. And in the last year, 2026, the cash was around 149 million euros. So, from the table, we can see that the company holds a great amount of cash in hand to meet the short-term liabilities for the company in a year.
Thank you, Sandra, and hello everyone. My name is Sanskriti Pokhrel and I'm the marketing manager of our company. I'm going to describe about the organizational structure of our company. There are three organizational structure, and they are functional structure, geographical structure, and international division structure. Functional structure is when a company is operated only in one market. Geographical structure is when a company is operated in two or more than two markets. And international division structure is when a company is operated in more than 5 markets. Among these three organizational structure, we have used only two organizational structure. In the initial phase, we were only operated in United Kingdom. That's why we went for functional structure where the operating cost is 0. In functional structure, people are grouped as per their area of specialization, and they are supervised by the functional manager. When we begin to expand our business in a new market, our organizational structure was updated accordingly, and we went for geographical structure. Geographical structure gives the country an opportunity to respond according to the needs of local people. Talking about the inventory level, we decided different approaches in different countries as per the demand of our product. However, our strategy was to have more stock in the warehouse so that our customer don't purchase the product from our competitors. Thus, the inventory graph in each country shows that our inventory level were higher than the demand in the market. In this instant, we had the capacity of storing 25,000 smartphone in the warehouse of UK and 20,000 smartphones in the warehouse of both Netherlands and France. We decided to have larger warehouse in United Kingdom because it is second largest economic power within Europe, and the customers of UK can afford our smartphone. Most importantly, we also achieved highest sales in United Kingdom among three countries. Talking about this graph, the graph describes about how we hired staffs every year. From the graph, it can be observed that no new staffs were added in year 2020. Most of the staffs who were recruited stayed with us, and we have good employee retention in our company. In 2023 and 2024, we hired more external staff because our business was growing and we were successful to make them stay in our organization. Most importantly, the main reason for hiring external workforce is due to high workload in the company. Thus, we hired comparatively less staffs in year 2025 and year 2026. Coming to the key indicators, the red line represents the workload, the green line represents the education level of the staff, and the blue line represents the staff motivation. From the graph, it can be analyzed that the workload has rapidly increased in year 2021. The workload slightly decreased from year 2022 to 2024, and it remained steady after that. During the period from 2020 to year 2026, the education level of staff was increased from 65 to 100 to cope up with the workload. However, the staff motivation was decreased from 2020 to 23 due to high workload. Thus, the company hired more external staff in order to decrease the workload and to motivate their staff. Thank you.
Guys, this is our conclusion. The report has been the work done by the members of Group 5 who have also been involved in the decision making process of the stimulation game. The areas we are good at in providing good ideas, then providing solutions to the complicated problems. The teamwork made our company, that's the Phoenix Group, the #1 position, and at the overall ranking of 4th position. And the area we need to be improved is on the improving on the meeting schedules. And if we are given the opportunity to play this game again, we will manage the inventory level based on the demand every week, and manage the staff more effectively, enter more and more new market every week. Thank you guys for listening the presentation. If you have any questions, please go ahead.